Hello, and welcome to yet another Toonkind at 12 FPS. I am one of your lovely hosts today, and I started this intro without even asking the others this time, so I'm getting smarter. Anyways, I am joined today by two of the most lovely, wonderful co-hosts who,
Hey,
don't
what
you
if I
start
took
clapping.
over your
What
intro?
if
I can't, I will mute you on my
we are
recording, thank you.
pirating
Anyways,
this?
no,
You know that I can
they're both
upload
very
faster
lovely
than
and
you can, by
wonderful.
the way.
That is
So,
really mean because you're right. I have one recording that I have. Yeah, it's taking me a bit. Anyways, they're lovely and they're wonderful and they're enabling me and I'm enabling them and this is gonna go great and I'm gonna try and keep this short because if I go any longer, they're gonna start attacking me again. So, like I said, they're
yeah.
wonderful, amazing. They have amazing art. They have amazing characters. I think about them constantly, and they make me really
I
happy. They
hold
just,
you.
they just make me smile so
Mhm.
much. They just make me all happy, and I love them so much. And I gently bump my head and I spin them, and I'm okay.
Hey,
I will steal the
surprise!
show now.
It's,
My turn. You coward. I'm taking it now. No, I'm at the top of the list. Hello, everyone. I am noodle or pasta or udon or whichever variation thereof y'all are feeling like today or tonight, whatever your time zone. And have a horrible, terrible idiot who is usually a bird, but this time is not. That's all.
This time he's a furry.
Well, depending
I
on your
mean, technically,
definition, he
always.
always is.
Okay,
But yeah, no.
birds technically count as scalies, and you can fight me on this. Uh,
Oh God.
it is. I'm.
We don't have time for that debate.
We
We
don't have
don't have
time.
time for that debate.
Okay.
I just
I
find the
have a
blooper reel where we argue over Scalies versus Bird.
yeah. I have a funny little secret. Um, that whole time when Spec was sending out compliments, I have a secret weapon which Aberration Investigator server loves oh so much. It's a mirror. Congrats.
I knew it. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud. It's a mirror, but that just shows you, Fletch.
Welcome
Don't
to my
we?
house of mirrors, detectives.
Yeah.
I look into the mirror and see Fletch.
God damn it, not the same person, Jinx. Anyways, hi, I'm Fletch. Today I am going to be playing who I usually introduce as a horrible little gremlin boy, but actually he is the most put together out of everyone here, which is terrifying. Uh,
Mhm.
That's how you
I
know it's gonna be a great FPS.
I'm playing one little detective by the name of Camille Christie, who is the source of the live Camille reaction.
Mhm. He is
Uh,
the bar is on the ground. He is the only one above the bar. The other two have shovels. It's fine.
It's going great, and I forgot to introduce myself. Also, sorry for interrupting you, Fletch. A noodle. Words.
You're fine.
Um. We're not gonna. We're not starting. We're not gonna do have ad communication. We're not. We cannot activate the feral brains. Um. I am Spec or Spectral Haunts. Don't have any variations. Um. And I will be playing. Oh my gosh, he's gonna hate me this entire FPS. I can tell. You all know him as Private Investigator Grim Tome. He is going to try his best not go by that and just go by Grim Tome. He is already fuming.
For reasons
We
we will
haven't even
find out
started.
later. Ew.
He is already just pissed off at this point.
God. Uh,
So, with our players introduced to the board, hey,
okay.
there were some fun rolls.
Yeah, we should get all the setup out of the way.
Mhm.
Yeah. So before the FPS, Tome rolled a 22 on investigation. So please do tell me, Noodle. What does Tome find out about Jubilee while trying to investigate this person who Pritch said just suddenly disappeared?
Well, I'm excited about this, which is bad. But also good
Oh,
because
terrifying.
no one else technically knows this. But Tome, you find an extensive criminal history. A multitude of scams and cons, all pointing to one Jubilee Yukon. And there's honestly easier to find crimes he probably hasn't done than ones he has been accused of. Heck, there's even a record of him having gone to jail, having been there for several months, where he got out because someone paid his bail, not because he even fully served the sentence he was assigned. And, of course, the most recent thing that you find, and probably the least flattering reports, are of the destruction of a town known as Paradise that was entirely wiped off the map by a massive explosion. And beyond that as well, something odd. You find reports that there was only one casualty in this explosion that was the, well, supposed perpetrator himself. And then more reports of having seen him 2 weeks later, after obituaries had hit the papers, seeing him get up from the wreckage and leave. And then things go pretty quiet until, well, rumors of him being involved with breaking up a ring of the Toon trade. But that seems to be all you can find, even though that's probably a pretty hefty stack. I can English. Pretty hefty stack of files that you have uncovered.
Okay, Noodle, I see why you're so happy now. All right. Well, I pick up Tome. I shake him. He's handling this just yeah.
No, he's not
He's
I
handling
already
this
know the answer to
fine.
this. Yeah, no. I'm very certain of the answer, but I'm asking on recording. He didn't find any evidence of murder.
No.
Okay, so Tome's not gonna kill him on sight. Great.
Yes.
All Tome is handing me right now is the most stiff back, pissed off emotion he is capable of. Oh, Camille's gonna have to really rein him in because I just realized I could use his intimidation for the first time.
If he does that, Camille will bite him. So why don't we get into the funny little rules that Camille set down?
Oh,
For
that
both
does
of
remind me of a
them.
funny. I did have a funny from
Oh.
what Noodle was saying. Tome voice, how many people am I gonna meet that have died?
Oh, buddy, you don't even know the half of it. Anyway.
When he finds out, it's gonna be a gag.
Well,
It's fine. Yeah, it's gonna be a gag either way, because I look at a certain person he's going to be meeting in the future.
it's fine.
But, okay. Let me pull up the list. Because Camille has probably, he loves both of them so very much, but he has so little faith in either of them to handle this responsibly. So he's pulled each one aside before this chat to set down some ground rules. For Juby, he's pulled Juby aside, with rule number 1 being no fucking villain talk, okay? Just cool it. Put it in the fridge for now. We can unpack that and deal with it later. Do not bring that up in front of Tome. Number 2 is the reason why Jubilee is a fox instead of a bird today, because he asked Jubilee to wear the the fox mask, so that way there wouldn't be any issues with the bird wings or the feathers or any of that, because Tome is scared of birds. And he did, in fact, mention that to Jubilee as why, because, yeah, no, this guy, not a good reaction to birds. So that one was phrased as a polite request. The next rule number 3 is not phrased as a polite request and is, if you try and 4D chess this too much, I will bite you. So that's what he's pulled Jubilee aside for ahead of time. As for Tome, rule number 1 is don't be in investigator mode. Don't mention it more than you have to because you are here on the behalf of your friend, so act like it and do not pull the investigator thing. Number 2 is, hey, let Jubilee actually explain things first before you get all pissy, because Jubilee has been through a lot. So Tome has failed step 1 and step 2 already. And rule number 3 being, if you try and 4D chess this too much, I will bite you. They both have
So
the
he's
same
failed
rule
all
number
3.
Yeah, hasn't even started, and Tome has failed every single one of them.
The gallery being like, why is Juby better at following rules than Tome? I would like to remind you, this man is a disaster in every form of the word. Also,
Tome
he
is a
hotwired cars, so I
professional
think
disaster.
I think he's hotwired a car and tried to scale a fence for a case. I think we've already established he tries to follow the rules, but
It's
he's stupid, Your
fine.
Honor.
We love him.
So yeah, so yeah, Camille is very much here as a mediator to try and keep things from going too badly. Um,
See how it goes.
yeah, uh, yeah, Camille, for Jubilee is probably at the house. They're probably going to do it at a house because one, Tom's been there before, he knows where it is. Two, it he doesn't want to cause a scene in public, okay?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no scenes in public.
it is also a place where Jubilee at least hopefully feels a little bit safer. But
That would actually be correct.
yeah. And another thing that Camille's handing me that he's going to do is, first of all, he's gonna run Insight on Jubilee, and then when Tome shows up, he's going to be running Insight on Tome. Because the amount of faith this kid has in either of you doing this conversation without it blowing up horribly, well, let's just say that he has more fingers than he has faith.
Yeah.
Okay. I simply,
Fair.
in his defense, he witnessed Tome handle the first Azumi interaction, and that was with somebody Tome wasn't upset with. He just thought didn't like him. This is someone he knows Tome is upset with.
Yeah, yeah. So, your boy be pulling some overtime here. He's stressed. Who's that? Not him. Not
Camille
him.
voice the things I do for this found family.
Yeah.
Alright, so on Jubilee, he got a 21.
Yep. Which, Well, because this is Juby. Let's see, how you feeling, buddy? Huh? Mm. Juby's fine. Like, he's obviously, like, not super comfortable sticking in having the fox mask for a while. He's a little frustrated that he has to wear it, but he's just, like, chilling by one of the windows. He's got his guitar out. He's playing.
Yeah,
That's
so
all.
I do squint because I'm pretty sure the +8 is his deception modifier.
Perhaps.
I will. I mean, meets it does beats it.
Mhm. No, there's things that are being shown. He's clearly, like, the tail keeps twitching back and forth. It's like his foot keeps tapping out of rhythm from what he's playing. He's clearly not looking forward to this conversation. He doesn't know this dude or,
Yeah.
like, who this friend is supposed to be, but it's something related to the pins, and it's like, why is someone coming looking for me? Don't like that. Other than that, no, it's fine. He's fine. He's handling it.
Yeah, I think Camille is handing me. He's gonna, before Tome shows up, he's probably going to go over to GB and kind of just, uh, you know, go, um, if anything starts going really wrong and you need to have some alone time, do you want to, set up a signal for that or something?
I mean, honestly, I could just get up and say I'm going to my room for a bit because it's just, off that way. I don't think we need a signal. I can just say, I'm done. I need a minute. I can communicate. I'm really good at the words thing, Camille.
Well, there's a first time for everything.
What? Excuse me. I'm very good with words, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I am. It's not my fault you pricks never listen to me. Get no respect in this bloody house.
Well, you should have thought of that before you made yourself so bullyable.
I have done nothing of the sort. You are simply terrors. I have only done the best I possibly can. I slave away to assist with the bills here. I help cook meals. I do packing everything here.
I mean, I think Leo has a lot of money right now considering he has, you know, my life insurance money.
Camille. Camille, don't take this. Camille, let me have my dramatics, please. You said I can't have the dramatics when I'm talking to this person. Just, just let me have them now. Just let me have this, please.
How
Just this.
you want me to get you a painted couch?
Would you, actually?
I'll ask Leo.
Yes!
And he does
I
actually
hope he
give you a little smile before he wanders off again.
dying. I hope you understand that. I had to mute myself because I was dying so much.
Anyways, I think Leo deserves to commit insurance fraud.
He does. He does. He's been through enough. He deserves it. It's fine.
I mean, there's no moral qualms with it. There are less moral
Nah.
qualms with it now than when he thought that his brother was actually dead.
It's fine.
But anyways, with I does Tome feel about ready to show up?
Tome, yeah, pick up, Mike. Yeah, Tome. Oh boy. Sorry, I went to go get in Tome Muse and forgot how many emotions he can have at once and just got hit by that. Okay. Yeah, Tome Muse is ready to show up. Sorry.
Mhm.
Getting into mindset of this character, not used to him being this upset. Tome is ready to show up, and he very much. Did they set a time for him to arrive?
Probably.
Yeah, probably. Just so that they could be ready.
Mhm.
Tome, who normally is running late with his hat in hands, shows up on time, very calmly.
Okay, yeah, Camille's running a insight on you too, buddy.
Mhm. Juby roll 2.
So can Jubilee and Tome see each other? Because Tome's gonna knock on the door very politely.
Yeah, I don't know yet.
Holy,
Oh, I'm not
holy,
rolling. Juby can't
holy
beat that. Nope.
shit!
But Camille
Holy
can. I
shit!
just need a very, very good roll. Come on, buddy.
Tome
Holy
is very
shit!
calm and put together. He's completely fine.
For the
Okay.
audience, that was a nat 20 on deception.
Okay, we're safe.
Oh my!
Oh boy.
That was so close. That was
This
so
is great,
close.
guys. We're
You
doing
think
great.
Camille's gonna let you in the house like that, buddy?
We've already still failed step 3. We've already
Yeah, so
failed step 3.
Camille opens the door and is very much looking you over.
Tome looks absolutely calm. He doesn't even look mad. He's not as panicky as he normally is. He looks prepared for this. Like he mentally prepared for this, like he told him to. And to almost anybody, he would look perfectly fine. But you know it's Zumi with the plus 12. So, and you have a disgusting modifier to counter my nat 20. It's, I'm actually gonna flavor this. It's not even in the way he's acting. He has gotten his acting down perfect. He's not even reaching for behind his ear. Maybe the most you can get is his eyes seem more desaturated than usual, but he looks just like Tome normally would. But his theme, Tome, and when this piano melody gets very loud in his theme, something is very wrong with him, and he is not himself. The piano is very loud.
Man.
Mm,
I think
love
Camille
that.
takes that in. Lets out a deep sigh and steps outside before closing the door. And
Tome watches you very calmly.
it's just, Tom, what
Yes, Camille?
were the 3 rules that I gave you?
Well, Camille. And he lifts up his hand and he goes, 1 was me spec blanket on rules. Give me 5 seconds. You
want me to
give
copy
me 5
paste
seconds.
it?
I want to see if I can remember them as Tome would. 1 is that I'm here as a friend, not as an investigator. So I am to not introduce myself like that and to not act like that. Secondly, I was to give Jubilee a chance before I got all pissed off, and I am going to give Yukon a chance. And 3 was not the 4D chess.
Camille is standing there, taking
Or else you would bite me.
Yep. So, why don't you lean down so I can?
No, I am not doing that, Camille. You have no need to.
Yeah, you're not fooling me, Tome. It's a very good act, but I'm very good at seeing through those kinds of acts.
Yes, yes, yes. You very are. Camille. I am doing my best here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Camille. He runs his hands over his face and tries to take a deep breath. And he does seem to relax a bit. Or at least let the mask fall a bit, and you can see that he is very much tapping his foot and just fidgeting a lot. I'm going to give him a chance. You asked that, and so I will. I don't yet know why everything happened, but I am willing to listen before I decide whether or not I should be upset with him. But Tome internally thinking of the list of the crimes he found, not wanting to tell an actual child this.
Buddy, this kid is exposed to murder on a near daily basis.
This person is obviously important to Camille, and I don't know if you realize, but Tome genuinely cares a lot about Camille's feelings and would actually feel really bad telling Camille, hey, this person who's important to you has done a lot of bad things.
Consider Jubilee already called himself a villain in front of Camille when, like, pretty much their second meeting. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, but Tome doesn't know that.
Yeah, like, part of Camille already knows that. He doesn't really know the specifics, but you look at a person like Jubilee and you look at the actions in which they take and the way in which they describe themselves, and so news like that wouldn't necessarily be a surprise.
Yes, but Tome doesn't know that. And he's a dad who cares a lot about him.
Yeah, well, that's on you, Tome.
I love you so much. But no, so yeah, he very much. There's a little sigh. But I will be better once I have gotten to meet this Yukon and we have talked. Right, Camille? You just.
And he is crossing his arms and raising his eyebrow like, well, you're kind of obviously upset, so why don't you say what's gotten you so riled up first?
You want an insight, Tome?
I would love to.
I'm gonna roll another deception because I want to see how much his mask fell. Yep, yeah, no. He got the nat 20 at the beginning, and then Camille started giving him the I'm not happy with you look, and I point, Camille has gotten really good at guilting Tome about how Tome acts. There surely won't be any consequences to that later. Anyways,
The thing is he's not even trying to guilt Tome right now. This is just I am upset with the actions you are currently taking because they are not good actions.
Yes, but I hand also back. I've talked multiple times about how Tome is not used to the fact that Camille sees him in such a positive light. And the fact that he's already disappointed Camille a couple of times. He very much has this, I am supposed to be this kid's father. I should act like it. And he may be taking it to yeah, it's not going well for him. You can tell that's like man, 24 to 12.
Welcome to AI, baby.
I know. Tome, the fact that I consider 12 a low roll is the funniest part about this. Tome, okay, getting my words together. Tome very much, when you got onto him for the 40 chess thing, dropped a lot of his mask around you, Camille. Once he realized you could see through it, it wasn't much use trying to keep it up. But when you ask him if something has him upset, he kind of just looks away and rubs his pulls himself to a little bit of a hug as he kind of gives a shrug and goes, "It's really, Camille, it's nothing to worry about." And he gives you what he hopes is the most reassuring smile he can. He's like, you know me, I stress out about a lot of things. Really, don't worry.
Well,
But you could, yeah, something very much is on his mind right now.
listen, unneeded stress is kind of the last thing that we need in this conversation.
Camille, how long have you known this Yukon? Obviously, you've known him a decent amount if you're trusting him to come to your home, but...
He lives here.
Okay, obviously you've known him for a good amount, then. I
guess close to half a year now.
He nods before a laugh. So, longer than you've known me, even. Tone, stop. Nope. No, none of those emotions. We pop those away.
Thinks about how long Camille has existed, gently sets those thoughts aside.
Yeah. He very much. Well, I mean, technically, Tome and him have known each other longer, but they don't know that yet.
Bye.
I simply did some looking into him, okay? And
Alright, so you also broke rule number 1.
no. I was doing that before I knew you knew him.
And there's just a sigh before he's like,
Okay,
alright.
After you knew him, but I had to do it's
Okay, fine. I will concede that. But what did you find?
I want to meet him first, okay?
And Camille kind of tilts his head.
I'm going to carry over your 2 very good insights. Tome did not find positive things. You can see it in the way he's giving that look.
And there's just a sigh before he's like, remember, Jubilee has been through a lot. Okay?
And that's why I do want to talk to him first. Because I don't know everything.
Yes,
And
but you
before...
are still letting it color your perceptions in a way. So...
Well, like, my perceptions were kind of colored from the beginning.
So why don't we try and set all that aside and just don't let your preconceived notions color the rest of this conversation.
Is the plan.
He's already doing his best to make sure that you can be comfortable, okay? He is trying here. And Camille probably did give Tome the heads up about the, hey, Jubilee's normally a bird boy, but right now he's not right now.
I will say, adding on to the reason he's kind of got a colored look, is the bird thing. I hate to say it, but also, yeah. No, Tome very much would have had very mixed feelings about Camille having shared his fear of birds, but when you do bring that up, Tome's look does soften, and he kind of glances to the side. And he's like, "Yes, I am very thankful to him for that." And it is one of the things that, like I said, I wish to actually talk to him. You can investigate all you want, but you won't know anything about the person who did it until you actually start to talk to them. A motive cannot be found out just through clues.
Okay, let's not slip into investigator talk, okay?
No, sorry, Camille.
I know that it's a very easy metaphor, considering it's what we both do, but just...
You do realize I am full tune, and it is quite my genre.
Well, yeah, you are full tune, but you're not just a genre. Anyways, let's...
Yes,
Okay.
let's go inside, because Tome gave me a lot of not happy emotions on the phrase, "You're not just a genre."
Oh boy.
But that's to unpack later.
But
I did not know that he had that kind of feelings. Okay, we're moving on.
we don't have time to unpack all of that.
Mhm.
And Camille does very quickly remind you of the rules, and then opens up the door like, Jubilee? We're ready if you are.
I mean, I've been ready this entire time. I've been just waiting. He's the guitar music hasn't stopped that entire time when you open the door, and by now Tome can probably hear it as well. Hasn't moved.
Very much tilts his head and perks up slightly at the music. And his hands do start fidgeting slightly, but he seems to be doing all right.
And Camille gestures for your Tome to move on in before he closes the door and probably gestures towards the living room.
Tome takes his shoes off because he remembers things.
Yeah.
and there is probably a blink of the outline of that eye in his glasses as Jubilee sees Tome for the first time. And then those fox ears go back as he immediately stops playing and just, oh, heck, you didn't say he'd be that tall.
I-
Great.
Wait.
Tome just handed me stiffening so harshly. Well, we got through a whole, minute of interacting?
Camille just sighs like, oh, yes, he's tall.
What does it matter?
That's not fair. That's not fair.
Oh,
Ugh.
you keep whining about it.
Tome just handed me, oh, so he's a brat. Okay. And actually, relaxed a bit.
Yeah. Hey, Tome. Hey, Tome. Hi. Yeah, the guy in front of you, he's young.
Mm-hmm.
He is probably a lot younger than you'd think.
Mm.
Mhm.
Oh, okay, yeah. So this is the point in the FPS where I expect Tome to go, oh, okay, I can adopt that.
Nope.
I'm not getting that. He's still pretty upset, actually.
Yeah, it's
What
fine.
up? Me batting Tome, stop. You're not supposed you're supposed to adopt people. That's the gag now.
First he wasn't supposed to adopt people, but he's adopting too many people. Now he's not adopting again. Make up your mind.
Listen, no, he was adopting too many people for me to handle, but this is concerning because I don't. It's not. I don't like the implications of it. I don't like what it implies.
It's fine.
Yeah, and Camille's just, go. You two go get comfortable. Do you want me to grab anything from the kitchen or?
No, I'm fine. Have everything I need right here.
Don't say anything. You know what he wants.
Leo doesn't let us keep coffee in the house. Not after last time.
What do you mean after last time?
I don't have to say anything on that. I have
Camille.
the right to remain silent.
And Tome just crosses his hands. Camille Christie, what did you do this time? He's got little arms crossed and everything.
I don't think you need to know that. And Jubilee, if you say
Camille.
anything, I am going to. No.
Camille. What did you do?
I don't.
Tome's giving you the look.
Mm.
Yukon, I have a feeling you know this story, so let's start this interaction off quite positively. What did Camille do?
No, wait.
Oh, I'm no snitch. Are you kidding?
You know, here's the thing. Tome isn't even upset. He's just kind of handing me like,
Fair enough.
He's handing me very mixed vibes in the, oh, I kind of want him to snitch, but also I've got to respect that he's not selling out my son right away. So there is, Tome has mixed feelings about this. He didn't snitch on my son, which is nice, but also.
You didn't snitch on my son to me, his dad.
I'm his dad.
And Camille's just, thank you, Jubilee. I don't think Tome needs to know about that.
Oh, I need to know absolutely about it.
No,
and if anything, I can ask.
No.
I can ask Leo. You know Leo will tell me.
No. I
Leo
will
would
bribe
absolutely
Leo.
tell me.
Leo is bribable.
But I can offer, hugs, piggyback rides, things that you can't. And he kind of just looks down at you.
I
With the smallest smile on those piggyback rides.
Can turn into a cat.
And there is a loud clearing of his throat from Jubilee in the chair. Like,
oh, sorry.
Anyways.
Sorry, yes. Why we are here.
Yeah, we don't have.
Oh, he can get bribed.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So no coffee, but would you like some tea or something?
Tome gives a wave of his hand. I'm quite all right, Camille. Thank you very much, though.
All right. And he is going to go and sit as well.
Mm. He's got to give Tome the look to sit, because you know Tome.
He does indeed look at Tome.
Tome very much looks back at you before a soft sigh, and he sits down on the couch.
Hmm.
They're now all sitting on the couch.
Nah.
This is going great.
I will
Tome
say,
internally flashbacking.
Juby's not on the couch. There was probably an armchair that was dragged over by one of the windows. That, roll some insight. Tome, roll insight.
Oh, absolutely.
Because
Alright.
Camille already got to roll this. Yeah, I'll give you both this because I think Camille's passive is like 18.
That
We're
is
not
the
passive.
minimum he
His
can.
passive is
His passive is 20. The
handshake
Oh,
Tome.
minimum he has if he actively rolls for it is an 18 because he's an inquisitive rogue.
all right. That's right. Disgusting modifiers. Okay. Yeah. It is very pointed how this chair is set up. Jubilee has his back to a wall and easy access to a window he could probably slip through.
Tome is noting that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tome is. Tome. Okay, you told him not to go investigator mode, but the moment he dawns on that, his brain instantly starts mapping out the different ways Jubilee could escape and how to intercept each of those.
Man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That he has carefully set his guitar to the side with obvious care. And leans back in the chair, kind of crossing one leg over the other, folds his arms like, okay, so we have to talk. You came looking for me on behalf of someone.
Correct?
Do you care to share who? Because I'd honestly think there might be a few people looking for me. Let's get down to the
Great.
heart of the matter.
I did make sure that it wasn't anyone who would have ill intent.
No. He does not have any ill intent.
Hmm. Okay, so there's a gesture like, go on.
Tome is handing me very mixed, and he's been handing me these since the beginning, on if he actually wants to say why he is there.
Hmm.
He. I'm rattling him. I'm gonna make a whiz.
Mm-hmm.
And if he has a high whiz, he will be honest. If not, he will double down.
Mm. 17. That's pretty good.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Does the name Pritch Twine sound familiar to you at all?
Oh, Judy, of course you do. That's fine.
He's rolling inside.
Yeah,
That's
you guys
deception,
can
isn't it?
both. Whenever, yeah. If you see a +8, that's deception. I don't think I have any other +8 modifiers.
Yeah, Camille had to fail at some point.
Mm-hmm. He does tilt his head a bit, thinks over it. For the audience, he manages to hide his surprise because that is not a name he's heard in a while, not since years ago. Um, but he nods like, yeah, that tall purple. What was that? Some city ways from here. I think I remember meeting him in passing. Why? Are you here for that oh, what was it? Gamer Church? Gamer Church? That thing that he was starting?
Mm. Oh. Oh, I cannot do what Tome does because Tome just locked his jaw so tight it actually physically hurt me.
Oof,
Oh.
I pat you.
Wow.
Oof.
Oh, Tome is. Hey, Camille, you might want to roll insight on your dad.
Let's
Oh
roll
boy.
insight on your dad.
Let's roll insight because birds in play. Nope.
Nope.
Mm-mm. Well, that's fitting.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
Jubilee, you can't tell anything. He is very calm. Camille, you just watched Tome go from pretty calm and relaxed and actually into top to very pissed off very quick.
Tom, you are getting an elbow from Camille.
Tome lets out a little as he kind of glances at Camille and just gives a small nod. I'm not here on the reasoning of Pritch's following. I'm not here for the gamer church, as you called it. I'm here for Pritch himself. Is that
why.
understood?
I mean, you said it,
Because,
yes, but why?
Yukon,
I met him.
despite your obvious lack of care about him, he had some care for you.
Huh?
It's one of those situations again. Now it's Camille's turn
Oh
to be
no.
on the other end of the someone
Oof.
cares about me realization.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I see that number, Tome. Oh boy, that's fun. Hmm. I know how to flavor that for Tome. Yeah.
Alright. Should we keep Camille's 25 or should I roll again?
Roll again. Because that was
Alright.
reading Tome. Why
Well.
not? We like big numbers. Oh, Camille. Camille. Yeah.
Their son connection.
Yeah.
God.
He's there is genuine surprise. And Tome, this guy is very good at masking his emotions, and you realize he has been this entire time. And you can finally start to pick up on those tells. And yeah, this guy is a gambler, and he hides it so well. But there are just little things that show surprise that, firstly, he was remembered, and then that someone cared,
The
and
line
then,
Tome just handed me.
and then there is fear. Oh, there is fear there.
Buddy.
Both for, yeah, not just for the fact that you can tell this is the face of someone who realizes, oh no, they messed up. But also Tome, he's scared of you.
I'm rolling intimidation. You cannot stop me. You cannot stop me on this one.
Go
I
ahead.
don't care. Tome isn't meaning to, but Tome is handing me such pissed off fires right now.
18, let's see.
Let's do the same again.
Oh boy. Let's see, can you insight this? Nope. Mm-mm.
Yeah, Tom's pretty pissed off right now.
Yeah, those ears go
I
back
will say,
further.
to break the tension a bit though, I need you to know you got maybe like I'm so sorry, you got maybe like 2 sentences into that your explanation, and I really hope we don't
Mhm.
have to use my recording because I snorted so loud because Tome instantly handed me in the most tired voice, "Oh, it's another Azumi."
God.
I
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're
Yeah.
not
He
wrong.
just handed it in the most tired voice when you said he's been hiding his emotions this entire time and was surprised that someone cared about him. Tome in the most tired sigh went, like, if you had not added on the end about him being scared, Tome was literally, the moment you finished talking, was gonna turn to Camille and in the most tired look, he's another Azumi, isn't he? But you added on the fear part.
Oops.
So Tome is not gonna say that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I had to put that in because I was laughing my head off at it.
Yeah. Um I will give you flavoring the intimidation and Jubilee's reaction to it. But
Mhm.
afterwards, Camille, I did promise that Camille was going to go a little feral if Tome did that.
Mhm.
Waiting for this.
So you do your flavor first, and then I'll unleash him.
Mhm.
I will
So what
say,
you doing, buddy?
Tome's intimidation is not on purpose. He and Camille, if you incite him, if you wish, you can tell he's not trying to be intimidating. He is still a 7 foot tall toon who is really pissed off right now. And let's be honest, Tome is not always the best at hiding that. Um, So I hand a full toon who is known very much for his toon tropes. What happens when somebody gets pissed off? Things around them start to change slightly. Yeah. So not only is Tome pretty upset right now, um, up until the it's it's complicated
Mhm.
because he is really upset with what Jubilee. Sorry, I can hear stuff in the background, and the brain's going, huh? Um, he he's upset with what Jubilee has done, and the idea that Jubilee doesn't seem to care that much about Pritch really upsets Tome because it was quite obvious that Pritch cared a lot about Jubilee. And I am, as I'm explaining this and trying to sort my words, starting to realize this is what happened with the Zumi again, whereas partially Tome self-deprecating, getting turned into angry at someone else because it makes him think of something he did that he's angry with himself about. But even when the surprise, he gets a little upset because how could you think Pritch doesn't care about you? Pritch is probably one of the nicest people he knows. And it's just very much it's a protective kind of upset. It's it's the same way you would get if somebody talked about Timmy and said that that they didn't really think a lot about Timmy or just assumed he doesn't care about people.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's that
Well, the
protective
thing
nature.
is,
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. And Jubilee sees this.
But when he sees the fear,
Mhm.
it's very slight because he is very upset still. He looks away because he didn't mean to be that obvious how upset he was. So yes, I did
Mm.
just flavor that imitation as a failed deception.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. And I'm gonna roll with why he got a nat 1 trying to incite Tome earlier. Because Jubilee does not like people associated with the law. He really does not like people associated with the law, and here is someone. And here's
Yeah, that
someone
probably
who is
added to
being
that
pushed.
intimidation.
Yeah. And those ears tilt back far. And he is leaning back as far as he possibly can in his chair. And the moment Tome looks away, Jubilee's own gaze darts towards the window,
Mm.
and his hands are gripping the arms of the chair instead, and he is coiled, ready to run.
So it's going great.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Camille.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Camille sees all of that and stands up, grabs Tome's hand, and is just, why don't we go take a break? And
Okay.
he is very much dragging you elsewhere.
Tome is letting you because Tome is acknowledging he is currently very upset. And he was upset that Jubilee was scared because why would you be? But also he is upset with himself because he realizes he Camille asked only 3 things of him, and oh, is he beating himself internally as he realizes he failed all 3.
Man, yeah, I will say, as he's moving Tome elsewhere, he does very much kind of look back at Jubilee, almost as if to check if he's still there.
Yeah, he meets Camille's gaze, nods as Tome is moved to another room, and just crumples with his head in his hands. He does not leave the chair.
Beloved.
Man. Yeah, so.
So yeah, Tome's getting dragged away.
Mhm.
Yep.
Tome can't hear it, but there's boss music now, I bet.
Yeah, so.
Now we have Camille boss music.
Leo,
Camille hearing his own
coming
boss
home with
music. Man, I
groceries,
really am.
hears that, spins on his heel and leaves.
Leo voice. Maybe I should go check on Yuta or something.
So yeah, he. Once they're alone in another room, he kind of just lets out a sigh and sort of rubs at his face a bit as he's just, alright. So what was that?
I didn't mean to, Camille. Okay? I didn't mean to get upset.
But you did, so let's figure out why you got so upset.
I'm quite aware of why, Camille. You don't. Camille, you don't need to worry about me so often. You do realize that.
And Camille kind of glances away.
And Tome is crouching down to place his hands on your shoulders very gently. Camille. I am alright. Okay? But my problems don't need to be your problems, okay? You're already helping me with the case, and I promise I am fine. I got a little upset, but that is why I noticed and I did my best to calm down. But you don't need to pull me away every time I start to get upset, Camille. It'll be okay. And he's just gonna very gently bring a hand up to kind of cup on your face and make sure you're looking at him.
Yeah, and he's not fighting you per se, but he is very tense right now.
Camille, what's wrong? The silence scares me more than any answer you could give.
Yep.
I
Silence in an AI game.
yeah, I hold him. I rattle him around. Do you have words, little man?
I'm rolling insight. If you won't give me words, Tome's rolling insight. Oh, Tome.
Not could be
Beloved.
worse. It could be worse.
It could be worse.
Can I roll advantage because Dad?
It's alright.
Okay. Terrifying, but okay.
Oh no, you just got lucky on his roll. Because the funny numbers
Oh.
wanted to happen.
Oh.
Haha.
Okay.
Yeah. He doesn't really know how to put it into words, but he's pretty obviously agitated right now.
Tome's handling that a perfectly normal amount. One
Just to
second.
say not at all.
1 second.
Oh boy.
This is great. Hello, gallery. How y'all doing?
Oh, I pat you. Definitely take care of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Take your time there. Oh, lordy. Uh-oh. It's fine. It
Oh
probably
boy.
just crawled away. Yeah. Well, short break. One moment.
Yep.
Gallery time. Hello, folks.
How's
This
it
is going
going?
about as well as we figured it would.
Yeah. We kind of knew
Mhm.
it would be a hot mess.
Yeah. I'm so delighted I got to drop lore. Hee-hoo.
Mhm.
Yeah. And that got about the reaction I expected as well.
Yeah. Holds Camille, this things sure be adding to your issues right now.
Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. To be fair, He has nowhere else to go, so Juby would come back if he did jump out the window.
Yeah.
It is his turn for defenestration. He'd open it first, actually. That window's closed.
Yeah, I simply just.
We hold a
It's
poor
not
little man.
really the fault of the characters here.
Mm-hmm.
Just sometimes issues lined up in a stupendous way. But
Mm-hmm. Rip.
yeah,
On the upside, we get fainting couch.
we do
That's
get
the one
fainting
good thing.
Yeah, it's just been +1 to Camille's abandonment issues, +1 to Camille's.
And very bold of this child to assume Jubilee will not take him up on the offer to have more things to play into his dramatics. Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm. Listen, Leo is going to be asked, so if that is up to what Leo says. This is the
Mm.
this is their version of Ask Your Mom.
Look, if Leo could have 101 clocks in there that ring very loudly on the hour, always, I think Jubilee is allowed one fainting couch. Just one. I don't care that they're presents. This will be
They
a
are
present for
becoming
Jubilee.
in they are making the house increasingly inhospitable.
My bird about
Listen,
to start
Camille's
wearing
not
his
gonna
beanie to sleep to muffle
he's
the noise.
he's not going to break the clocks. Simply speaking, most clocks that do ring, especially ones that have a little melody attached, do let you turn that off.
Hmm.
And so he is going to be doing that to every single one of them, one at a time.
It's
It
one
is a
hour of the
hell
day.
hour, though.
Just everyone leaves the house for that 1 hour. They're like, we're done. We're not here. We're gone. This is the hour that we're gone. So we don't hear it. Just a mad scramble to get out of the house. That's why the house was empty when Azumi came over.
Oh
Correct.
my gosh.
That's the real reason. Not just the crime boys going to knock off Chuck E. Cheese. Not sponsored, nothing. Nope, definitely not. Nope.
Just there to avoid the hell hour.
Yeah. Originally it was just, well, where do we go? Yeah, Cheesy Chucks. Where do we go to avoid the hell hour? Well, Cheesy Chucks is there. Yeah, you know what? Why not? Let's go. God. I cannot imagine Yuto's house. Hell house.
Hell
So noisy.
house. Just,
Every hour.
Yuto, you are a bunny. How do you live?
He just lives like that.
Are you sure he
Oh
doesn't
my
have some
god.
sort? I feel like you would not have good hearing after that.
True, this is how the thieves can get in and steal from the antique shop because the bunny cannot hear. Mhm. Mhm. See? Yeah. Mhm. It's the tune. It's part of his design. Immune to clocks.
Listen. Toons can get away with a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Immunity to thunder damage is not one of the things that
Mm-mm.
that they can be immune to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know,
Katie, I love you.
mm,
Sound-based damage is thunder damage.
mm-hmm.
Clocks would produce thunder damage. You are, and we love you. We're all here to be silly.
Mm-hmm. We need some levity.
Yeah, Camille sure has been reacting to shit.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy. Yeah. They're having a time. They're having a grand old time. This is great. It's fine. Yeah. This is fun. It's
Yeah,
great. Don't worry about it.
I think part of the reason for Camille's reaction is I gesture at the reveal FPS where he had to have that moment like numerous times.
Mm-hmm. Also, welcome back, Spec.
What'd I miss?
Nothing. We're engaging with the gallery.
Yeah,
Okay.
lots of goofs and gaps. Um,
Talking about cheesy chucks and the fact that the house is hell at the hour where all the clocks go off, and that's truly why the house was empty.
Yeah, can we hope that doesn't actually happen during this FPS?
oh yeah,
No,
it's not gonna happen, don't worry.
no, the hour
Okay.
has passed. It's not happening.
Because Tome's already not in a good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
No,
yeah,
no, no.
yeah, I don't know how to put into words the effect this is having on him emotionally, but I did also mention that yeah, part of the reason Camille's reacting in the way he is like again I gesture at the reveal Leo reveal FPS where Camille had to have that moment like 5 whole times.
Yeah.
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 One of which was with Juby himself.
Mm-hmm. We're having a normal one here, folks. Hmm.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
Oh,
we need to roll a thing really quick. Let's roll 2 things, actually. Well, those 2 are away. Jubilee does not stay in the chair, but he doesn't go far.
+1 to Camille abandonment issues.
No, that's fair. And that makes sense. Yeah, no. Well, they're away. It doesn't take much to hear that a certain gambler boy has gotten up from the chair and moved into the kitchen. And you can definitely hear a very extended, complicated process that definitely doesn't need to be so much, but you can hear him making tea while you 2 are away.
I love it.
oh, I hold him so very gentle. Um, yeah, I think when Camille hears GB getting up, he does tense for a moment, but that
Tome's
but
noting
he
that.
relaxes when he hears Jubilee in the kitchen.
Mhm.
Can you Tome connects the dots because of what Camille's been talking about around him a couple of times?
Um,
Or what do you want to roll for that?
Roll intelligence because I'm mean.
Mean. Oh, why are you like this to him? That was mean. That was just mean.
It's not bad.
There's
It's above a
something.
10. That's not bad.
There's something there, but you can't quite pin it. I mean, there's
Can
lots
you
of
roll
reasons.
insight?
If you want.
Ah?
He's not smart, but he can read you.
There's some
Yeah.
insight there. Can't put the dots together.
I mean, now that he's hearing Jubilee in the kitchen, that bit of tension is gone, but he is still pretty tense. Still has quite a bit of emotions in his tiny little body.
No.
Camille. It's all gonna be alright. Okay? I don't know exactly why you're worried about him, but it will be okay. And I am trying to follow the rules you set place, Camille.
That's not it. I'm not. I just want this conversation to go smoothly.
And I will do my best for that, Camille. You know I will try my hardest for you, okay? Even if I do not like Yukon at this point.
And why don't you like him?
He has given me very little to go off right so far of why I should trust him, especially not to run off. And I will admit, one of those things is just the fact that you trust him.
And what exactly have you done to show that he can trust you?
Don't even have to insight that. Tome blinks at that. Ah. Investigator mode. That was rule number 1, wasn't it?
Yes.
Of course.
You got
I'm
mad at
quite
him
sorry,
just
Camille.
because he didn't know?
Mm. Tome is handing me kind of wilting a little. I'm sorry, Camille. I shouldn't have. Let us go back out there and I'll give him a better chance. I will do my best to make sure he gives me a chance as well.
And
That he knows he can give me a chance.
there's a nod at that as he's just. I'm not the one that you need to be apologizing to on that front, at least.
I'm aware, Camille. I will apologize to Yukon as well.
And there's a nod, and he's just. Take a moment to sort of center yourself. I'll go check in with Juby.
Tome just gives a quiet nod. 1 second.
Mm.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Things are going great. This is fine. It's great. It's good. It's chill.
It's fine, it's good, it's chill.
Mm-hmm.
I simply just...
Mm-hmm.
I rattle around a funny little detective boy who doesn't realize he's having a very particular problem right now.
One day.
One day, he will get better on that front. This is a
Mhm.
threat.
That is a promise. He will be better. We will get good things for this child.
Yeah, he just doesn't really realize it because he figures if anyone would have that issue, it would be Leo. Because,
Mhm.
Leo is much
Mhm.
more, like, not
Camille, I don't need
deserving as
people.
is. Yeah, not deserving as in Leo should have that, but deserving as in, like, it would be, in Camille's point of view, more valid for Leo to have that issue.
Mhm. Hmm. Hmm. Oh man.
So he straight up does not realize
Big
that or
brothers.
know it.
Big brothers have so many issues.
Yeah.
They just handshake on, yeah, no, suffer from similar things to their younger brothers, but their younger brothers surely are the ones who are more quote unquote deserving of this than them.
Well, I mean, the thing is that Leo,
What I missed.
like, mostly just character chatting. Camille straight up does not know that his current big problem, re-abandonment issues, is a problem he actually currently has. Cause
That's all.
you'd figure the guy who actually got abandoned and had to live alone for 3 years would be the one with the abandonment problems, right? So surely the one who didn't have that problem wouldn't be the one with that problem.
Mhm.
Yes, but also Tome,
Yep.
Jubilee, many
Yep.
others.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
he consciously generally does not make that connection. Um, Honestly, he doesn't even recognize the feeling that it gives him. Only that
It
it's,
that doesn't feel good.
sometimes
Oh
not
boy.
fun feelings happen.
Mhm. Speaking of not fun feelings. Oh boy.
Yeah, Tome was,
Home's
Tome was
having a
taking some floor
time.
time, huh?
Yeah, it's great. Tome's having a time. Juby's making tea. They're good. It's great.
Yeah, I think,
Yeah,
oh,
I was just gonna say while Camille goes off to help with Jubilee, Tome is just very much gonna sit there on the floor and have a normal sized crisis.
It's just a normal one. He's having a normal one, folks.
yeah, Camille is very much, I think as he steps out. He does tell Jubilee that not Jubilee. He does tell Tome that Tome can come back to the living room whenever he's ready to continue talking. And like at that point,
Odd.
yeah, oh, at that point a lot of the anger has like faded.
Mhm.
So he's a lot softer now at least.
Mhm.
But man.
Yep.
Anyways, hey Jubilee, hands you little brother coming into the kitchen to see how you're doing.
Yeah. He's having a time. Uh, yeah, he doesn't know how to hide certain tells like this. He can hide his wings, he can hide his feathers, he knows these. His tail keeps flicking very obviously, and the whole kitchen is filled with the scent of very familiar Ghibli tea. As it's still a bit of a mess, but Camille, you have come to recognize the very arduous process that Jubilee goes through to make tea the way he does. And you also recognize the absolutely absurd amount of sugar that Jubilee dumps into his tea, which he is currently doing, and then stirring nervously.
Man.
Mhm.
Camille's looking up at that like, oh, I asked if you were okay, but that seems,
A moot point.
yeah.
Just a bit, just a bit, just a bit. Ugh. Heck, why couldn't he have started off with the the, the thing, the Pritch thing? Stars, I haven't talked to that. It was like what, 3 years ago? 3 years ago, something.
Well, I mean,
I didn't, I
I,
didn't,
I
I
can't,
thought it was a scam. He's some 30-year-old guy in the middle of like a gamer lounge handing out pins. I thought it was like some kind of college thing, not something important. Ugh. But it was just, I passed through. I looked like a bloody drowned rat. It was raining. It was bad. I don't know why. Why would you remember someone like that?
well, I mean, I can't exactly judge you, considering, uh, how I've been, but,
Oh, I thought you were about to call me a hobo again.
no, just welcome to the club, I suppose.
Ugh. I wanted out of the bloody maze of mirrors with you lot. Didn't want another one.
Well, I
I think
don't.
Leo would let us replace the clocks with mirrors instead. That would be more fitting.
I
And less noisy.
I'd rather not, but
Ugh. There.
I don't think it's quite a mirror, but regardless, it is a situation.
Ugh. I had a little apology to her, after I came back and I went and tried to reunite with everyone. And I thought I got everyone. Pretty sure I got everyone who cared about me, who would, have wanted to see me back. I didn't I didn't realize that I missed someone. That You could have just said that, and I mean, Peck, I need to go now. Not now. Stars, no. No, we need to do this thing and
Pritch is, well,
Mm.
well, for starters, Tome is a warlock, so
Mhm.
Pritch is a very, very important person to Tome, which I guess is
Just
why.
some college guy as a warlock patron, huh?
Um, okay,
Did that scam really get that big?
okay, well, I'm an atheist, but let's just use what.
Hmm? He does
Juvie?
tilt his head and the ears flop to the side like a confused dog.
Juvie?
Yes.
Pritch is
What?
what people call a god.
I'm not even gonna roll. Above his head, dots pop up. 3 dots, just the processing. Wait, what?
He's a god, Jubilee.
No, the he was 30. There can't be a god that's only a few years older than me. No.
Well,
What? What?
gods
Huh?
are. Okay, gods are just very powerful people who are normally tied to a concept. If a concept is new, then it
Mhm.
is not a stretch to think that perhaps the god would also be new.
So, wait. Wait.
Yes, Jubilee, you met a god. Congrats.
Uh-oh. That's not a good look. I broke the thing then. Oh no, that's not a good look. And and he does actually um sets the cup of tea down that he has not taken a sip of at all, has just been sitting there stirring it and clinking the spoon around it. And actually reaches into his pocket, not his hammer space, and you can actually note his sleeves are rolled up at this moment, and
Mm.
pulls out a pin. And I don't know, has Camille seen Tome's Pritch pin?
He has. Uh,
Yeah.
I look at a certain FPS where the
Mhm.
gallery tried to help Tome, take care of sick child.
Uh, yeah, this is a Pritch pin, but it is very heavily damaged. And go ahead and roll investigation
Oh
with your
boy.
delightful disgusting modifier. Go ahead.
Yes, I love that so much. I don't even have
Hmm.
to roll nicely to get good.
Yeah, 24. Yeah, you see, namely, one big crack, almost splitting it down the middle, and several other smaller ones spider webbing out into the enamel, whatever it's made of, and the metal of the back as Jubilee holds it up and is very, very obviously careful as he's holding it because this thing is barely held together. But it's the color is wrong and it is warped from damage that you can tell comes from when something is in extreme heat that it is not meant to be in.
Mm.
And with a 24, and you knowing what happened to Jubilee, you can probably figure out how it got broke.
Yeah. And
I didn't. It was supposed to be like, it was a lucky charm. It helped with my performances. More people started showing up. I didn't think it was. Oh, that's so bad. Oh, that looks so bad. Ugh.
I don't think Pritch is really the type to hold grudges like that. And I mean, I don't. Honestly speaking, I think you have a pretty good excuse for losing contact.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't realize I was in contact in the first place.
Yeah, so.
I mean, yeah, during the performance, I'd put the pin on and like the crowd would get really loud, but I just, you know,
I
it was
think
weird.
maybe. I think maybe you want Tome to, explain how those actually work.
Ugh. You know, I really don't think he likes me. Just putting the obvious
Oh,
out there.
he
I really don't think he does at all.
he does not, but I did
Ugh.
honestly that he also did not like Izumi, but well, he didn't like Shiro, but that was also because he thought that Shiro hated him, and Shiro thought that Jubilee hate. Well, not. Mm, there's a lot going on right now,
Mm.
but long story short, this is not the first time I've had to work as a mediator with Tome. He'll. I.
You need a cup of tea as well, kid.
I would like that, thank you.
Yeah, careful. It's bitter. You'll want sugar in it. And he does pour a cup of tea for you.
Camille does gratefully take it.
Mhm,
Probably pour some honey in it or something, and
mhm.
he's he's taking some sips. Just, I did talk to him, and he is going to apologize for he did
I
kind of, yeah.
He found things. Oh, heck. No, no, we're not starting that. No, we're not starting that. No. That makes so much sense, doesn't it? That explains a lot, actually. Mm. And he gets a very wry grin, but takes a sip of his tea instead. Because that grin is very familiar, and you know that grin. Because that grin often gets a certain youngest triplet in the household to give him a very sharp look when he gets it. Because
Yeah,
that grin is related to Jubilee's rule number one,
yeah,
but
Camille
he
is
has
raising an
stopped
eyebrow.
himself.
Like,
He has stopped himself.
yeah, just, alright, you alright? Do you still need some more time?
I can behave myself. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Just,
I it's
he's not the
okay.
worst I've dealt with. It's hardly the worst.
It's okay to not be fine, right?
Oh no, this is... Honestly, kid, this is about what I expected. This isn't new. Just bring him back. I can handle it.
Just kind of squinting a little at you.
You can roll insight if you would like.
That is a 26.
Yeah. Camille, you don't know the source of this, but you do know that Jubilee is kind of resigned with things. Very resigned to the fact that, he's not going to have a good time here. He knows this. But when he's said he's dealt with worse, you can tell he's kind of talking about the behavior that Tome was showing, the intimidation, and particularly the fact that it's from someone associated with the law, and that he's not lying when he said he's dealt with far worse than what Tome did. And this is minor with how he's pushing it aside.
Man.
But he's picking up the teapot and, some stuff so that it doesn't, damage a side table or something that he kind of kicks over towards the chair as he goes back. He
Yeah.
brings his cup and he brings the tea and he sits back down. And it's like, okay, let's get this back going.
Yeah. I think before GB leaves the kitchen, Camille does have one last thing to say as he's stepping out.
Mhm.
He's just, you know, you can rely on me, right? You're
There's a flick of his ear and he turns back to look at you.
not going through this conversation alone.
Ah,
And I mean, even in general, we are brothers, right?
there's a blink and those fox ears of his perk up. I, yeah, yeah. Sorry, I still not used to having people around.
And there's a nod. It's a lot to get used to, but just know that you do have people that you can rely on and talk to. We have your back, okay?
Yeah, thank you.
And
And
Camille nods,
yeah.
and he's going to step out of the kitchen himself.
Mhm. How's Tome doing?
Well, you know what? I'm gonna make just a quick little. He's doing just fine.
Doing pretty good.
By the time you both have finished your conversation, Tome is once again out in the living room. And by the moon, has he been going through some emotions internally. We'll unpack that another time. Don't worry about that.
That's a
That's
suitcase for another trip.
that's a knife that'll stab us later. He very much is sitting there quite calmly, hat in his hands, kind of fiddling with it absently. Very much not intimidating,
Mhm.
and mostly lost in his own thoughts.
So, suppose I
Hmm?
start this again.
He looks up and glances back at you.
Well,
Uh,
stars, there's several ways this could go.
I'm
All
sorry,
right.
Jubilee
Huh?
Yukon.
Hmm. Wait, what?
I said I am sorry. He stands up and gives a little nod as he holds his hat in his hands. I realize I have not been the kindest or most. I entered this with an already of a view. You could see him trying to word his. He sat here. He's thought about what he could say, and now that he's saying it, he's still struggling. He is such a disaster. What I'm trying to say, Yukon, is I should not have judged. I should not have judged you straight away. I am realizing my recording is not picking me up at all. Well, that's not any use. Okay.
Well,
It's okay. Thankfully,
Yep.
my recording is going. I made sure of it.
Yeah.
oh,
Good.
thank
Yeah,
goodness.
because oh my, I just realized my mic has not been connected to my recording this entire time. Anyways, sorry, I glanced over midway through that talk and saw that and went, oh my gosh. So, well, now my recording's recording me. Anyways, Tome very much kind of messes with his hat. I'm sorry for how I acted before, and I did not mean to intimidate you or scare you or have you think that I seriously did come here as Pritch's friend, not as some investigator or someone upset with you. I know you are worried about that. It is not, that is not my case. I really am here because my friend is worried about what happened to you and misses you. And I wish to make sure you can see him again.
Well, for starters, you don't need to apologize for that. I honestly expected about that, if not worse.
It does
So
not matter. I still should. Tome is giving you a semi worried look. Like, why are you telling me not to apologize for being mean to you?
it's appreciated, but you're hardly the worst reception I've gotten. Honestly.
That should not be the an apology is not worth less because you've had worse.
Oh no, I'm
Camille nearby can already hear the dad's voice kicking in.
Yeah, Kirill is just sipping his tea.
All
like
according to plan.
Listen, sometimes you need to put them together, let them fight like cats, separate them, have a bit of a heart to heart, and then and then things go better the next time.
He learned from Azumi how to make a tone conversation work.
Look, no, really, honestly. You stars. Chances are you did your research.
I
Yes?
did. And he
So
does set his lips do become a single line at that.
mhm. So, honestly, the reception I was probably expecting was worse. Condemnation, scorn,
Dragging
several.
you away to jail for the rest of your life.
There is a very obvious flinch.
Sorry,
Uh,
he puts
no,
his hand here.
that's not you. That's honestly, you're the nicest I've met.
Well, I'm
So,
sorry for that.
mm, so when people like I was, and there's look at Camille, obviously trying to respect his own rule. Ugh.
Camille does give a little appreciative nod.
Oh, so Jubilee gets an appreciative nod, but Tome, when he apologizes,
Okay,
he does
Tome
not say this out
also
loud.
Tome was not looking at Camille, but if he did look at Camille, he would have also gotten an appreciative nod.
Oh yeah, no, Tome does not dare look at Camille. He is very much too internally dying right now from a
Yeah.
million of not good reasons.
Just ugh. Look, I realize I may have made a mistake in not realizing that Pritch is a god.
You
Um,
wait, you didn't.
no,
Yeah,
I
he
just thought he
didn't.
was some guy that had a cool game of
How
lounge.
how long ago did you meet Pritch? And Tome isn't
Um,
even judging you. He's just in a little shock right now.
like around 3 years ago. About 3 years
I
ago.
met Pritch before you did, and I knew Pritch was a. I'm sorry. Nope. He's remembered rule number 2. Continue, Jubilee.
I mean, I was in a bit of a state at the time,
Tome internally. We
and
both were. Gotta try harder than that.
and I am.
Doesn't say anything though.
I wasn't really. Yeah, I just didn't. I mean, he said he was 30. It was weird. I didn't. That's the god. What god is
He's
30?
100 and
Huh?
I believe 140 now, 130 somewhere.
What?
There's a 1 in front of that.
Well, that's far more pecking believable. What? What?
There's an actual laugh from Tome.
Wait,
You thought
Jubilee, how did you
you thought
miss the one?
Yeah,
you thought I
to
was
be fair,
wait.
it's a little hard to hear when you cover up your pecking ears with a
Oh
bloody
my god.
hat.
Oh
It's
moon.
a little hard to hear.
Oh moon. Imagine me being a warlock for someone younger than me.
I.
And Tome is genuinely laughing.
Ugh. Look, yes, it was a little hard to hear. The wet cloth is not conducive to hearing things through. It, all right, okay, yes. I understand that I got that wrong. I thought that was just chance encounter, and I got a lucky pin that helped with performances. And he does take the pin out of his pocket again from where it had been and gingerly holds it out. Not within reach, but so that Tome can see. Yeah, that pin is sure in a state.
You see Tome's eyes widen. That explains a lot.
I I don't know what more they do. Just it helped. I was
You don't know. And Itchy
no
does tilt his head a little curiously.
no. I
And
was just I was gonna wear it when I performed later that day, but if you know what I did, then well, you you know what
Ah, that's how it.
yeah, it's normal. It was
So you actually did.
This, you. I'm pretty certain that we can
Sorry,
say
that's
that
not something I
you.
should
no.
ask.
Which version of the story did you hear? Go on.
Uh, you know what? He got a 22.
Mhm,
He got farther than the newspapers.
mhm.
I heard that a Yukon went to a town. Many things went wrong. And a life was lost that should not have been. And he
He,
looks you dead in the eyes as he says that.
yeah, he's shocked. He
Do not
can't
think
even
that I
try and
wished for
hide
your
it.
death.
No, that,
Jubilee, you do realize just because you think. Because you know what? I'm going to roll an insight. We're going to make this fair.
yeah,
I'm going
go
to roll an
ahead.
insight real quick.
Hmm.
But Tome is handing me, um, starting to pick up on Jubilee's mentality. That's a 14.
Yeah,
Tome, why are you such a
Yeah,
little.
welcome to
to be
Camille's
fair,
hell world.
yeah, to be fair, Jubilee is so surprised. I'm not even rolling deception for it. He is genuinely shocked to receive that answer. Because you can
Yes,
tell he
I
was
was.
expecting exactly what the papers say.
Jubilee Yukon. If you think that I was going to call you a villain who should have died, then you are wrong. I know what a villain is, and that is not you.
Oh, um, huh.
Tome is finally looking at Camille like, did he really. Was I that bad? He doesn't say it, but he's giving you the look.
Yeah, Camille kind of gives a little shrug as if to say, like, no, Jubilee's like this. Welcome to his
There's a
hell
soft
world,
side.
detective.
There's a soft sigh.
Also,
Jubilee
funnily
Yukon.
enough, I think the first time that Jubilee and Camille really got to talk, Camille said a very similar thing about Jubilee not being a villain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Camille, hey, that didn't sink in.
Yeah, there's just a little sigh. Again, welcome to his hell world.
You know what? Tome is handing me. He's not putting up with this. He's gonna kind of just raise his chin and go, Yukon, would you mind actually telling me why you think you're a villain?
Um, I, it, well,
There's a
uh,
motion of the hands.
it's complicated, okay? It's
Mm-hmm.
complicated, and I am not a good person, and I didn't do good things, and I let people get hurt knowingly, and I
Did you want them hurt?
no, I didn't think that they were. I mean, some of them it was supposed to be like it was, taking from people who had too much and giving it to people who needed it, like myself, because
Jubilee,
I didn't realize that it was hurting, that they weren't who I thought
But
they
you
were.
didn't
Jubi,
want it.
Jubi,
And
No.
you are You were a scared kid on your own trying to survive. I don't necessarily think it's fair to call yourself a villain for that.
And Tome nods.
I point is that I should have found some better better way about it. I mean,
Yeah,
come on, we're
there's...
not
Oh,
gonna
Tome
make
just handed me a line. Okay.
Oh.
Oh. He said he should have found a better way, and Tome's almost. If Camille hadn't said anything, Tome handed me just blurting out, then am I a murderer? Jubilee Yukon.
God.
Oh.
We don't need...
Oops.
Oh
Oops.
boy.
Yes, I'm very glad Camille said something because, was Tome about to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Camille's just...
You see Tome open his mouth and Camille says something and he just closes his mouth and looks away. He was about to say something very stupid.
Camille letting out a small sweat drop of relief as he's just... Jubilee, that's really not a good basis for our moral system.
Indeed.
There's always a better decision that someone could have made. I mean, you really don't need to look further than me regarding some things.
Well,
But that doesn't make me a villain, and it doesn't make you a villain. You don't...
wanna roll insight?
That's a
Wanna roll
nat
some
20
insight?
from Tome, so that's...
Oh
Tome
boy.
is doing good, I guess.
Bullshit. I'm rolling at
Tom is not
disadvantage.
focused on his things. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I expected, you horrible little modifiers. Hey, does Tome want to roll some insight as well?
Absolutely.
Mhm.
He may be internally dying because I look at that nat 20. That
Yeah. Tome beloved, did you lose your
Yeah.
proficiency in whiz saves?
Oh, I wasn't doing whiz saves. I was just doing a check. I do saves normally when it comes to like specifics.
Yeah.
Like I tend to do whiz saves when it comes to things like triggers, stuff like that.
Okay.
Or if like I really want him to succeed. But if it's just
Yeah.
like a general vibe check, I normally do the +4.
Check, yeah.
So
Yeah,
he can be bad more.
so yeah. Tome, you can tell that Camille's talking and Jubilee is obviously like hearing him, and that he's against what this kid is saying, that Camille could ever be a villain, and that the things that you have to do when you're alone like that they could make someone bad. But there's something more there, and you can
Noodle's
tell
really,
because
really, really handing me a knife to stab.
Yeah.
Continue, Noodle.
Yeah, you can see that, but you can also tell there's something more there that you can't quite get. And Camille, because this brings you back to that conversation before you broke down, to the very same thing that he admitted when you saw that those spell scars of his on his shoulders were bothering him, and he said that he couldn't go and see something about them because they were a reminder. He doesn't think that you doing those things makes you a villain, but him doing those things does. And you can tell he's holding himself to a much stricter standard than he holds anybody else to.
There's... He notices that. A second passes as something clicks some dominoes come tumbling down, and he's just, Jubilee, can you stop being such a hypocrite for like 2 fucking seconds, please?
My Camille!
Me
You see
choosing the
Tome?
funniest time to
Tome is so serious, and he's about to say something, and then you say that, and you watch as instinct he just goes Camille in the most betrayed voice.
at
Yeah,
sorry.
Juby, who was gonna take a sip, just starts coughing and choking on the tea. Like,
You're not wrong, but
hmm?
you could have. It's not that hard to just give me a warning ahead of time.
Sorry, it kinda slipped my mind.
Yes, sorry about that.
Mhm.
Continue your conversation with Jubilee.
No, what? No, huh?
No, Jubilee, you're literally being a hypocrite right now.
Oh,
Quite
look,
very
I know
much
I'm a
so.
bad example, but
This
be a little
isn't.
That's the thing,
specific.
you're not.
This isn't.
Hmm?
Tom, why
Sorry.
don't you're the one with more life experience? Why don't you say it?
Hmm?
Tome looking you in surprise like you're actually letting me talk? Giving life advice? It's me. We sure want to do this.
Yeah, Tom, this kid trusts you.
Tome Tome just handed me sweat dropping so badly at the sudden at actually being trusted. Oh, that's Tome lets out a long sigh. And he kind of tries to put his he really does try his best to put his words. Jubilee Yukon, you say that you're a bad example, but I really do think you need to consider your circumstances, the situation, why you did those things. There's a pause as he kind of thinks. If you're to blame a person entirely based off their actions and not why they do it, then you will never actually know a person. And he kind of gives Camille a look. I don't know how much you know about the law, but part of a case is investigating it, but you cannot have a case without a motive. You can learn everything about what someone does, but you don't actually know if it was murder or self-defense until you know why. Your actions alone do not make you a bad person or an example, Jubilee Yukon. You didn't want to hurt people. You can have someone who acts very kind to your face, but if all they want is to see you suffer, then they are much worse than the person who is just trying to survive and thinks that they are helping people when they aren't. To say that you are the bad guy, that you're the villain, to lower your standards like that without even considering things. I know that laugh. I know you know
Lower
that
my
laugh.
standards. Oh, lower my standards, he says. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, no. That's this. This isn't lowering my standards. Unfortunately, it's quite the opposite. It's quite the opposite. Anyone else? Anyone
Doesn't
else?
speak.
And
He
anyone else?
simply
And
raises an eyebrow.
if they were anyone but who I am. Are you aware of who my... Oh, this is going to sound like such a brat thing. Oh, stars. Oh, why not? Are you aware of who my pecking father is?
And there's
Investigator.
A
Being
sigh.
out of character, does Tome know who his father is?
No, actually.
Perfect.
Th-
Tome kind of just tilts his head. And why should that matter?
Because he is a hero.
I'm not
He's a
asking.
hero, and he is
Angst.
the greatest
I
hero
don't
known
care if he is
around.
the king of Giznep. Jubilee Yukon, listen to me for 5 seconds, please. You are not your father. You are nothing like him. Or maybe you're exactly like him. I do not care. I am talking to Jubilee Yukon right now. I'm talking about Jubilee Yukon, whose actions do not define him, whose intention does. And you had no intent on hurting anyone. So please, when you're talking to a murder detective, when you're talking to an investigator who has seen actual villains, do not tell me that you are one, because you are but a kid before me. You're a scared kid who is very lost. And that is part of the reason I am here. It's because somebody does care about you. Somebody knows that you're a scared kid and who wants to help. I am here because what you seem to be unable to understand right now is that you are lowering your standards. You are calling yourself a villain because you want to, not because you need to. Because I promise you this, Jubilee Yukon, you are not a villain standing before me.
The only thing that makes sense. And
Alright.
you see him shrink.
Okay,
And
Juby.
it's not shutting down, but the tail curls around his ankles. He
And Camille,
grips the tea.
Camille does get up, and yeah, Camille is just sitting here, man.
Tome is shaking,
It's
and he doesn't even realize it.
it is time for another 6-year-old, 7-year-old, 7-year-old intervention. As he gets
Oh,
up,
this is gonna add to. Yep, continue.
he gets up and moves over to Jubilee as he's just listen. Tom, point, okay? You're a person like everyone else here. And
Just
you
let me just go back to talking about how I disappointed someone again.
You
This
didn't
is
Jubilee,
disappoint.
you need to let go of that, okay?
he's quiet.
You don't have to be a villain or any kind of role because you are a person. You are Jubilee. And that comes before any predefined molds you think you would fit into the easiest.
He's That's not good enough.
And
It's not good enough, and I have to be better. I have to be better. Because he's not, he's right. Unfortunately, he's right. And it's not good enough. It's not good enough. I have to.
are you really so arrogant as to believe that you are separate from everyone else on this planet? That you belong to a different set of standards that is just for you, Jubilee Yukon, because you're special. You're just that much different from the rest of us. Do you... I know it certainly doesn't feel like pride, but that is very much what it is. You're... When you do something like this, when you put yourself on a pedestal as a bad example, or as the villain, or as the strong big brother who can never be weak, you don't... You make yourself untouchable. And to do that, you have to push everyone else down. That's not a good feeling to be on the receiving end of, Jubilee.
Yeah.
Oh boy!
Yeah. Well, that's below one threshold, but above the other, which is good. Yeah, again, this whole time, it's obvious to Camille and Tome both that you two managed to crack something open here, find some weakness in the armor, in the presentation. He's wearing a mask, you can see it. Obviously, it's a fox mask, but there was one that's not so obvious. An actor on stage. And you have pulled him backstage and seen the person behind the costume, behind the role. You called him out as a scared kid who doesn't know what he's doing, who is clinging to explanations for something to desperately make sense. And he can't deny any of it. Even the fact that he holds himself to these standards, it is with a very quiet voice. So small, so very small for Jubilee, who always, even when it was just you, Camille, and Leo and Timmy at home with him, he's always loud, always big. He just says, it's where I've always been. I have to be on that pedestal. It's all I've known.
Well,
Can Tome hear this?
Yeah,
yeah.
Tom can hear this.
Okay, continue.
Does Tom want to say anything as, your boy's funny little narrative foil, I guess?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Tome is quite literally the opposite of that experience, isn't he?
Yeah.
But here's the problem. I'm trying to process what Tome is going through right now, and I'm gonna make him say something because I really do like that they are opposites, and I've been brain rotting a very normal amount about that. Absolutely, I totally haven't been thinking about that nonstop for like the past couple of days. But I will say when Camille started saying something, Tome did internally clock that, not in a positive way, and so he's currently dealing with three very different emotions. One is the kid trusted me to talk to Jubilee and make this better. I made it worse. I have failed. Okay, understood. Second is he is very genuinely worried about Jubilee Yukon at this point. But thirdly is he is really also frustrated with Jubilee right now.
Fair
Common
enough.
emotion, yes.
Because you have lowered your standards of yourself. You have people thought of you could have thought of you decently, and you decide to make them think worse of you Tome, who has kind of always had people think worse of him and has never been able to really rise above that, is pretty pissed off about that idea. And he doesn't know how to process that. So yeah, Jubilee says the statement about the pedestal, and Tome is just very quiet.
Yeah. Tom, I hold you so very gentle. One of the first things Camille said is that you have a point.
To be fair, Tome
Yeah,
thinks he
but
made it worse. He actually broke something open that needed to be done. He has made
yeah,
it better.
consider Tome very much. There's a reason he was quiet about the talks about roles. He is
Oof.
very much assigned himself a dad role in the I need he doesn't know the truth about Camille. He thinks this is a 6-year-old. He feels bad with how much emotional maturity this 6-year-old has to show. Or 7-year-old.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tome is very quiet at the statement about the pedestal and kind of seems to think to himself. And he did zone out slightly, but he zones back in on that last mention, the mention of a pedestal. Does he hate those things at this point? So, Yukon, let me ask you this. If you had never been on a pedestal, if you had never felt that you needed to do these things, that you needed to never, you needed to be perfect, would you still try to be perfect? Would you still despise, or correction, no, you are obviously not trying to be perfect. And he's very much kind of looking away, very much in thought as he talks.
He actually interrupts at that point.
Go.
And says, I did try. And I failed every time. To be worth that.
Tome is very quiet before he kind of tilts his head. So let me ask you this, Jubilee. If you fail people's expectations every time, is that what makes you a villain?
He nods.
Okay. And Tome is very quiet as he kind of sits there. Let me present you a new idea then, Jubilee, okay? I want you to imagine that they never had any faith in you. That even if you did try and somehow raise their expectations of you, you still failed. You failed every time, but not at meeting their expectations. No, you met their expectations. They were just much lower. By definition, that would make one a hero, but quite wouldn't that actually make someone just a failure? Or a villain, perhaps? Or are they somehow a hero for proving people right by being the worst of expectations? If you wish to speak in heroes and villains.
No, that'd be it'd be different.
Why, Jubilee Yukon? Tell me. Who ever told you? No, any quiet so you can talk.
Who told me? Everyone. I mean, everyone save Dad. Just everyone expected me to live up to that.
Tome is very quiet.
It was just me. It was supposed to just be me. I should have stayed. I should have never run. I should have.
Jubilee Yukon, do you think we should do what people expect of us?
He looks up at you and confusion.
I ask you a question, Jubilee. Do you think someone should be what people expect of them? Or do you think they are more than that?
I don't know.
Tome is quiet.
Tell. Yeah. You can tell that is his honest answer. He genuinely does not know.
Tome has had his hat in his hands this entire time. And he just very gently places it nearby. And he walks over to Jubilee, and it's very slow and very purposeful to make it clear that he has no intention of being a threat.
Mm-hmm.
And then he places a hand on Jubilee's shoulder and looks him in the eye. Jubilee Yukon, the world will always expect things of people. And a lot of times, the world will expect things that may not be true. And sometimes you will be able to prove these expectations right, for better or worse, but many times you won't. But that doesn't change anything about you. You are not the world's expectations of you. Ignore how much of a hypocrite he's being right now.
He
You
is being such a
are.
hypocrite, and Camille is mentally making note of that. Cause, yeah, Tome, the example you pulled up earlier, extremely specific. So
Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about it. It's
yeah,
fine.
so
Tome
Camille's
places.
mentally slept a note there, slept another note. Boy. But it's fine. Right now he is
Tome.
letting Tome and Jubilee have a nice talk.
Yeah, because Tome is very gently placing his hand on Jubilee's shoulder. Yukon.
Yeah.
The world puts you on a pedestal without asking you. And they decided for you that you were to play that role. But you, it is like Camille said, you are not just that role. And even if you do believe that we all have a role to choose, you can choose your role. The world is not the plot or the narrative. It does not control you. Even then, the plot does not completely control you. You can decide. So please do not lower yourself to a villain. Do not say that that is who you have to be, that you are some kind of bad example, some kind of bad person. When you've yet to actually, honestly, you've acted better than me this whole interaction. Unless you're planning on telling me that I am a villain as well.
He shakes his head. No,
So I understand what Camille was trying to get across to you, that you shouldn't hold yourself at a different expectations. That is very prideful and arrogant of you. But I also understand that it's often hard to understand that. It's hard to see it because there's very much a belief that you should have, that it's, they know people don't understand. You do have to be different. But have you ever considered that the only person telling you that you have to be held to this different standard is yourself?
I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. That's fitting. Oh, that's fitting.
Oh boy.
He tries to hide it. He tries very hard. He tries to 4D chess his way out of this. But
Buddy.
no.
Oh no,
He
Tome's
is
got him
caught.
cornered.
Yeah. He is caught. And you feel him flinch beneath your hand, Tome, as you nail it. Mm-hmm.
I'm not upset at you, Yukon. And I'm not disappointed if that's what you were thinking. I'm sorry that no one has never told you this before now.
By the moon, why do people always have to be so pecking? Ugh. He mumbles and
Breathe.
can't look and swipes at the bottom of his glasses and winds up kind of pushing them up and hiding behind his arm as he swipes at his eyes before they're swiftly back down on his face.
And Camille's giving you a pat as he's just. And remember, you you say that you don't know anything beyond the pedestal, but that's a lie. You might not know a lot, but you know people. You know me and Leo and Timmy, and well, can help you not be so lost when you finally step off of that pedestal.
And who knows? Maybe you'll find that life off the pedestal can be a lot nicer. There's definitely a lot less people watching you and a lot less acting you have to do, and it's a lot less exhausting.
Camille
Mumbles
resists the
something.
urge to look
Yeah.
at Tome.
Tome is just smiling softly at Jubilee. Don't worry about
Yeah.
this. This
Do you
is
two want to roll perception?
absolutely
Sure.
Perception specifically to see if you catch what he says.
Tome.
Yep,
Please.
that's enough. It's above a 10.
But Tome's
Yeah.
automatically get above a 10 with a plus 10.
Yeah. 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 Camille gets a little more. You hear him say, "But what if they don't want me when I do?"
Well, that's
And
rather presumptuous of
yeah,
you, isn't it?
I
Julie, no offense, but after everything you've put me through, and after everything I've put you through, if it's gonna take a little bit more than you being not some perfect idealistic role for me to stop caring about you.
The kid does tend to be attached to people very much so.
Yeah, you're not getting rid of me anytime soon, and yeah, I mean, you know Leo.
Oh, if Leo's attached to you, you're absolutely not.
yeah.
You're
How
very
close
much.
is Camille?
Camille is actually probably like on the other side of Juby right now.
He's surrounded.
Cool. Camille is within grabbing range. Excellent. Camille, you
No.
are yoinked into a hug.
Oh.
There's a little squeak where he sort of blinks in confusion and then hugs back.
Tome very much steps back to let them have the moment.
Oh no. Oh, Tome, that entire time. You go to step back and you almost trip because wound around your ankle is a very fluffy foxtail.
I'm making a death save.
Yep.
We've had a very serious, angsty FPS. We need a bit of humor. He doesn't fall. He kind of waves his hands slightly before he straightens and goes, "Oh, okay." And he's just kind of awkwardly standing there.
Yeah. Hey, this kid is clingy.
Tome's not moving. The kid needs comfort. He's very well aware of that. It was rule number... What rule was that one? Make sure your kids have Make sure the kids have comfort.
Oh my gosh.
Every time I can reference the running gag of the Tome How to Dad book, I will. Pritch gave him that book and he read it. According to the holder of the book lore, Rule 34, comfort your children, emotional or physical. Just be there for them. Thank you, Marcy.
Oh god. Oh,
Yeah.
this is it. Tome's officially your dad now, Jubilee.
Me too. He just you hit it's simple. You hit a very specific note on the Tome trauma, and he went, oh, I can help with this. I know a little too much about this specific.
I have a whole book on this.
Tome voice, you need comfort? I read 100 rules on this as homework for my god.
This episode sure has gone places.
Oh god, it has. Oh boy.
I swear if Tome does end up adopting Jubilee after this, or Jubilee ends up adopting Tome, this has to take the record for the... we'll have to see how long it takes, because it will be competing with the Leo for the fastest adoption.
Well, yeah. He doesn't say much more. Just has a moment of hugging his little brother. And he doesn't make mention of the other, but yeah, that tail around Tome's ankle is a bit of an anchor as well.
Oh.
Just smiling softly.
Yeah, just wait until Camille lets slip a little something to Leo. Cause yeah, you're not gonna be able to get rid of Leo after that.
Welcome to my house of abandonment issues.
Yeah, Camille mentions to Leo, like, just a little vaguely implying that, GB thinks Leo might leave him if GB wasn't able to fill a role properly. And just let that fallout happen.
Camille hearing the boss music start up.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, because he can't say it in front of Tome, but, like, part of Camille's just like, dude, Leo still wants to be my brother even after I've basically gaslit him for the better part of a year. You can't do worse than
he
that.
can't say that in front of Tome yet.
You gotta respect the gaslight gatekeep girl boss, okay?
Oh my god.
God.
I'm so glad Tome does not have his pin on right now, because I feel like if he did, at least one of the gallery would say that, and all he would hear is censored, 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 censored.
Just long continuous bleep. Don't worry about it. Gallery's just swearing again.
No, he can hear the swears. He's just like, ah, yes, the gallery is talking about spoilers again. I wonder what part of my future, which I cannot know, and will utterly terrify me or horrify me in some ways, being discussed.
I love the existential horror of being a Pritch Twine follower.
I love how we always dissolve into this chaotic nonsense when the Yanks get.
Yeah,
It's fine. It's good.
I think after Hug has been held out satisfactorily, Gail probably is gonna go. So I take it you'll probably be paying Pritch a visit soon?
Yeah,
Oh, he better be.
I mean,
For as the gallery says it, all his sad, poor little meow meow vibes. I am not gonna leave this place without him coming with me.
they call me what?
Oh, don't worry about it. You'll get used to it.
No, they already want the gallery the gallery. Who'd even pecking on the gallery? I already get
You'll
called
find
that at a
out as
stupid
well.
bakery. Ugh.
Oh, if you've been called that in. Oh.
I have sisters. They call me
Oh.
that. They think it's funny.
Tome just kind of laughs softly.
Well,
Oh, if you've been called that in here,
certainly
then
can
the
see
gallery
it.
is definitely going to do it.
Ugh.
Well,
Okay.
I do appreciate your enthusiasm, Tome, but I think Leo might start crying if he comes home and Jubilee is not here.
Yeah, and I mean, I gotta tell Timmy too. I mean,
I don't
the
think,
compasses work wonders, but yeah.
yeah, I don't think Timmy would cry, but he might hunt you down for sport.
Look, we
Be the
fought
bear, Timmy.
once. We fought once, and he's really good. And I don't want
Hey.
that to happen again because I might lose.
Hey, you can't just compliment my. First of all, I love you, Noodle, so much. Timmy is not good at fighting. We've established that. Secondly, I need you to know when you said Timmy wouldn't cry, he'd just hunt you down for sport. The Timmy music in my head went, yeah.
I knew it.
Timmy just giving a shrug. I'm a ranger who specializes in humanoids. What do you expect from me?
And he has a compass that can track Jubilee.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Your boy doesn't
Timmy's
stand a
only matter of
chance. He'd
time.
better leave like a notice before he starts going off on
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's no, I'm not leaving without saying something. Well, a little bit of time to not be any kind of scrubs at his cheek again, where a bit of black began to leak out from underneath his glasses.
Oh.
It's just a bit of time to collect myself.
Tome does soften at that and goes, "That is fair."
But I mean, I made a bit of a hole to go find everyone who I thought would care after I came back. It seems I have one more stop to go. That's not going to be put off long.
Well, Tome seems to sit and think. Okay, Tome. And then he kind of looks at Camille. And then he looks at Jubilee. And after very much a moment of thinking, gets a nod. I trust you to go see Pritch then. I will not drag you there myself. Just know if I find out from Pritch within, say, 2 weeks from now that you two have not talked, out of character, I mean 2 weeks in game. I don't mean
Yeah.
real life because I know planning's an actual nightmare. I will personally be scruffing you and dragging you there.
Oh, stars don't scruff me. That's not a.
Oh,
Don't make it a
oh,
gag. Don't make it a
oh,
gag.
oh.
Not so fun
You
being
don't
the
want to be
one scruffed, is
scruffed.
it?
Tome is handing me a bit of a smile and
No.
kind of sitting up. bit?
No.
I mean, I could scruff both you and Camille if I do this now.
No, it already happened twice. No, we're not doing it a third time. No. No, 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 no. Mm-mm. No,
You
no,
know,
we
Jubilee, if
scruffed
you
the small
really,
minute.
really are so desperate for a role to play, and Tome is going to scruff Jubilee. Oh my gosh, I
Oh
guess
my
a roll
god, roll it.
athletics.
Mm-hmm.
Please, dice, give me a decent roll in this.
Hey, you know
No.
what's really funny? No, you know what's really funny? I have a certain DC set for because Juby's really light. And it's better. But hey Tome, he tries to wiggle out. He tries. He tries so hard to avoid it. And he almost does. Because it's surprising how light this boy is when you scruff him. But you do get a hold of him and pick him up, and he is scruffed and very
Camille.
loudly cursing and thrashing.
Oh, that kind of language in front of Camille.
Oh, you fucking put me down. I don't give a damn you.
Oh, I mean, Jubilee, if you're so desperate to play a role, I mean, as you've already pointed out, you've been called once and now
Put me
twice.
down, you
The Meow
motherfucker.
Meow role is quite
No,
open.
no, 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 no. We are not. No, 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 no. We're not. No. Mm-mm. Put me down.
Yeah, Camille's watching this with a smile. You know the kind of smug grin that only little brothers get when they're watching their older brother.
See, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Continue, Fletch.
Just that little smug knife cat face as he watches Juby be scrubbed.
You see, Tome. I have to separate the Timmy from the Tome. This is still Tome, but I have to be careful because we all know what happens. Tome just kind of laughs and puts Jubilee down, but that is only because he has handed me the moment he sees a smug Camille look. He kind of walks eye with Jubilee first to be like, "Can I grab him? Can I remove him from the hug?"
It is absolutely a case of if you don't, I'm going to wiggle him around like a ferret. That's
And
what
Tome
it's in
very
return.
much goes to scruff Camille,
But hey, no!
Yes.
and he picks up Camille and holds him up, and he just smiles at him.
Oh, that is
Now,
hilarious.
what is with that look? Hold up, I'm rolling just because I guess he could technically fit. Nope, you're scruffed. Tome picks you up, and he just smiles oh so fondly at you. Now, were you having a smug look at Yukon?
Well,
That
Not
wasn't
so
very
heckin'
nice.
funny now, is it?
he
Jubilee,
shakes
please
me
behave
around like a
yourself. I
ferret.
will
I
get
think I'm
Jubilee.
allowed to have some
Camille,
fun.
both of you stop fighting right now. There's a pause and a blink.
That is just the collective dots above their heads.
Yeah.
Did I just get Peckick found laid?
It was kind of
no,
only a matter of
no,
time.
no,
What?
I
no.
mean, he already adopted me and he adopted Leo.
Yes, but that doesn't. Tome, you can see the crisis internally in Tome.
Okay. Well,
it doesn't have to be transitive unless you agree to it, so.
Looking at Jubilee like, dude. Tome internally having a crisis right now.
he's having a time. Don't worry about it. Go ahead, roll insight, because you two have disgusting modifiers. Have fun with that if you want.
God.
Yeah, that's fitting.
How's it not one?
Mm-hmm. Tome doesn't see it. Nope. Nobody sees it. But for our delightful audience, oh, Juby has a towel. Given normally it's with his wings. But, it's much harder to see when, he's had this fluffy little foxtail of his flicking back and forth behind him in surely agitation. Yep. Mm-hmm. Um Normally his wings fluff up, but that tail just poofed in a oh. Well, maybe that's not so bad. Wait, oh god, not again.
Rip.
And he just turns on his
Tome had a
heel.
nickel for every time he adopted the same kid Harry did. He'd have 2 nickels, which is a lot. But by gods, is it gonna give him a crisis one day?
Mhm.
Wait,
He's
that's 3. Oh my gosh, it's a gag.
It's a gag.
Well, technically, I don't think Aries gotten to Camille yet,
Not
I
yet.
but
swear, if
at some point in the future, yes.
it will be a gag.
But Jubilee has turned on his heel, is throwing his hands up. All right, I've had enough. That's good. We're good. It's fine.
Understood.
I'll
Very
go
agreed.
talk to him. Yep. And grabs his guitar. If anyone needs me, I have new songs and a gig later this week. I have to go
Good luck on
practice.
that.
Yep. Bye. And
See ya.
scurries up to his room.
Yeah, and Camille gives Juby a little wave, but there's not much he can do right now.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely getting scooped into a little bit of like a Tome is absolutely kind of messing with you at this point, but it's very much a little cradle hug, the same kind he did when you were a kitten.
There's a moment where Juby pops back, just like around the corner, very much for the gag. We're not pecking done, Camille. I'll get you back for that. And then vanishes again.
Yeah, well, I'll get you back for getting me back.
You're both so mature. And it's meant in the most affectionate tone he could say.
Well, I'm 7. I think I'm allowed to be a little immature.
There's a laugh. And Tome goes, yes, yes, you are. And it's very much a fond smile as he kind of holds you. All right, all right. I have to put you back down now.
And he does give a little nod after a moment.
Do you not want to be put down? And he kind of shifts you into a more comfortable position so that he's kind of like holding you in like a little hug over his shoulder. Is that better?
I'm.
You can say yes, Camille. You're no less of a detective if you have emotions around your father figure.
I. I mean, I have emotions, don't I?
Yes, Camille, I did not mean it like that.
Somewhere in the house, the mischief music kicks up.
God.
Camille, you know I didn't mean it like that. It means you don't have to. Never mind. Tome starting to get embarrassed at trying to be a dad.
Camille just gives him a pat, like, trust me, this is an issue we do not have the time for.
Suitcase for another trip.
And
Anyway,
Tome does put him down. And very gentle ruffling of the head, or hat, if the hat is on.
the hat is currently on, but he does accept the ruffle.
There's a little ruffle of the hat. And he kind of rocks on his heels. Well, with that conversation done and the trust that Jubilee will go see Pritch on its own, I guess it is best I head back to Toontown.
I am kind of
Yes,
surprised that
Camille?
you you trusted Jubilee to see Pritch on his own.
Here's a very quiet pause. Because I don't have the expectation of him to be a villain.
And he gives you a small, genuine smile.
Tome kind of gives you a small smile back and a nod.
Just, well, thanks for
Ignore how many thoughts are going on behind his head right now.
thanks for helping me talk some sense into him.
And Tome just kind of chuckles. Don't worry, you did most of the work.
Well, I mean, people don't usually really want to talk about those sorts of things with a 7-year-old, so
Yeah, so you're calling me old now.
yeah, having an old guy there certainly does help.
An old... No, you don't need to word it like that. That just makes me... That's a whole kind of like trope. No, I'm not an old guy. I'm just an older father figure who has... I'm done with this conversation, Camille.
I don't know. I think I feel like you count as an old guy now. Give it some time.
Camille, I'm not... Am I that... And Tom's kind of just reaching up to his face. I don't even have wrinkles, do I?
Well, it does kind of feel like in the space between when I first met you and now you aged up.
But you can't do me like... You can't murder me like that. Holy I feel bad for anybody who does not have context to that meta joke. Okay. Fletch setting up that joke just to murder me on recording.
Legally, I do have to joke about how Tim got aged up.
He got aged up just because he got assigned dad so much. He was really meant to be the uncle of these characters, and so many of you went, no, I'm not happy with that. He my dad now. I had to age him up so he could be your dad.
Okay.
Assigned
Let's be
dad by the
real.
universe.
Most of that was Tome's own feelings.
No. Tome voice, I'm not going to acknowledge that I wanted a... Tome is not ready to... No, that's a suitcase for another time.
Tome looked at me and was like, that's daughter material, and...
FPS, we can discuss the crisis of Tome. Look at Minami going, that's a daughter right there.
Alright. But yeah. Camille is just... But seriously, I don't think he would have been so open about that if you weren't there. So, thank you.
Small. I'm glad I could help, Camille.
And
you don't need to... You shouldn't be the one who has to help handle all of these situations.
well, if I'm the best man for the job, then I don't really have any complaints.
A small pause as Tome kind of thinks. And then he kind of looks at you. Do not be a hypocrite. Who said you had to be the best man for the job?
Okay, so name one other person that both you and Jubilee know and trust and could act as a mediator.
Okay. For this situation, perhaps, but we didn't actually need a mediator. But outside of this situation
Tome,
as
you
well.
absolutely needed a mediator.
Oh, and Leo. No, I wouldn't ask that of Leo either.
You know Leo would start crying halfway.
Yes, that's why I
Don't
said I
do that to
wouldn't.
him.
I would never do that to him. Poor boy. Me, I could one-shot Fletch right here and now, but I choose peace.
Oh, fear.
Tome handed me the line. It's quite crazy. Sometimes you're more emotionally mature than the other than the 17-year-old, but I think that would freak Camille out a little too much.
I think you should do that. That's funny.
Tome kind of gives a laugh. Sometimes I think you handle these situations better. Can't look at the gallery. Better than Leo does, and he's 17.
Well, that's that's I get in a lot of situations, so I've gotten pretty good at diffusing them.
Well, perhaps someone else tried defusing them.
Just not Leo, maybe?
Just not Leo. Absolutely not Leo.
And I uh I think with all that being said, if Tom is heading out, Camille is gonna say bye to him and probably give him a little hug.
Oh, okay. Just gonna murder me like that. Yeah, very much after the situation has been dealt with, and Tome made things awkward with the hug. He does very much have the intention of leaving and going back to Toontown. He's getting better. He's not better. But yeah. But when you do give the little hug, he does soften and he looks back and he just kind of smiles and goes, "Just let me know when you want me to come visit, okay?"
Yeah, he'll do. And I mean, you can drop by at any time.
Well, if the plot does that thing again where it assigns me cases over here quite often, maybe I'll be able to.
Well,
And you know what? I'm gonna murder you again, but in a different way. And there is he does kind of glance away. Plus, there is someone here I've been trying to see again.
oh?
No worries about it.
Who is it?
I think I. I think I really should be going, actually.
What? Well, you can't just hint and not tell me.
Would it be a mystery genre if I didn't? And he gives you the biggest smile as he grabs his hat and leaves.
And I will say one thing as Tome goes. There is an open window on the second story. And someone who is a notorious eavesdropper is very pointedly playing some very mysterious guitar music that quite fits, the private eye leaving the scene as he
What?
perches in the window.
Tome looks up at you and smiles.
There is a short salute, and the
A
music
little one
stops.
back. And oh my god, Tome does a little salute and he is off. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe this is FPS and ended on a good note.
Yeah, look, we did it.
Everything went
Bro.
better than expected.
All of us were surprised.
It's fine, it's good, yeah.
But yeah, so
Thank you for playing with me, guys.
Thank you, beloveds, for playing.
Thank you.
And we
Had a
did
lot
it.
of
We
fun.
kept it under 4 hours.
Woo!
Yeah. And
Congratulations.
thank you, dear gallery, for listening, both now and in the future. I hope that you also had fun. I know that I did. But for now, we must bid you all adieu. Bye!
Bye.
Goodbye.